Hey y'all, what's up? Justin Ochoa here, back for round 3, our third and final part of the series of RDL mistakes that could be causing you low back pain, discomfort, potentially injury. And this one's kind of a sneaky, it's kind of a silent killer because it's the finish, it's the lockout of the lift basically, and it's the excessive lean back at the top. So obviously that's kind of exaggerated, but you have to watch for this in your athletes because great athletes can disguise low back extension as hip extension really, really well. At the top of a RDL, or excuse me, at the finish of an RDL, we would like to get a glute squeeze, hip extension by way of that glute squeeze, and be in a nice pillar, I call it a pillar posture or pillar position, meaning you're just stacked on top of each other. You got a rib cage on top of the pelvis, abs are on, ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are in a straight line all the way down, and you've got the external load in a nice position relative to your body. That's the pillar position, and that's what we want. A lot of times, athletes can disguise this depending on where you're watching, what plane of motion you're coaching from. Athletes can disguise hip extension really well and get it through their lumbar spine. And so it might look like a clean rep, it might look good, but it probably doesn't feel good. So as a coach, always be asking, hey, you feel glute there, or your abs on, you feel hamstrings. Get them in the habit of not needing that sensation of extra lean back to feel like it's a complete rep. So a cue that we use is hips to the bar, hips attack the bar, butt squeeze at the top, things like that. Really simple, just to let them know, hey, once you get your hips to the bar, the rep can end and you can start the next one. You don't have to keep going back, driving the weight behind you and putting pressure on that low back, the lumbar spine. So we go nice and smooth down, boom, hips to the bar, and attack that and get that good contraction. That way, your athletes get into the habit of knowing that less is more. In this case, more is just kind of getting greedy. Leaning back is just kind of searching for that sensation of getting more out of the lift, but in the end, it can just really kind of lead to discomfort and low back tightness and sometimes even injury, because that is a vulnerable position because you are upright, you're standing up and you're finishing the rep, sometimes finishing the set, and you might not be fully activated in that position. It just takes one wrong move to kind of tweak yourself. So be wary of that. And your athletes, again, attack the bar with your hips to the bar, pillar posture or pillar position where you are stacked on top of each other. Those are some great cues to help your athletes finish the RDL without excessively leaning back. So hopefully those 3 things help you guys out. Again, they might seem like small things, but over time they can compound and potentially become something bigger down the line, which we obviously want to avoid. So give those a try. Hopefully, if you see those in yourself or in your athletes, you can correct these mistakes and get more out of the lift and add some injury reduction or longevity to your program. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys soon.